Okay, welcome back. This shirt I call Patches because unfortunately I got involved in a nasty gardening accident a few years ago. Like I said way back in my video back in 2016 when I reviewed, these shirts were made out of very flimsy quality material. I've only worn this about 20 times. I wear them for these videos and then put them straight back in the wardrobe, and as you can see, they look manky as hell basically. So now, song 6, we turn the record over on side B. We're talking about America, and basically, America was the third single of the album, as we know. Again, it's another big band performance. Prince is saying he recorded it at Paisley Park. America is basically a parable about how great Reaganism is. And I just find that so ironic because much later on, Prince would become very left-wing and speak out against, things like chemtrails and the treatment of black people and stuff. But back then, he was like trying to be a little Reaganite. Now, it's funny is that the lyrics booklet in the CD is just one color, but the record, it's all different colors. Now, America was written in red, white, and blue. Basically, it's about disloyalists to Americans. If they're not loyal, basically, they end up having a bad life. Like Jimmy Nothing, he never stayed in school, basically. Nothing made Jimmy Cloud, And then he sings about a little sister earning minimum wage, living in a one-room jungle, monkey cage, can't get over, she's almost dead. She may not be in the black, but at least she ain't in the red, And there's a sing-song refrain, America, America, God shed his grace on thee, America, America, keep the children free. In a way, it's sort of pro-democracy, but it's also a wee bit sarcastic about people struggling at the bottom. It's an important song. It's got a really driving, guitar sound to it, but overall, it's just not really one of my favourite songs on the album, sorry. The 21-minute version, everyone raves about on the B-side, it's just really just non-stop guitar noodling. I've just never been that into it, but I know a lot of you really love this song. I'll probably catch a bit of fire for this, but anyway, moving right along, really songs 5 and 6 on this album are definitely the dip. Starting with Pop Life, we definitely shoot back in the forward direction. And Pop Life, again, it's like what Prince's friend today said when he was reviewing the third disc of Crystal Ball, and he mentioned that last heart, even though it's got a jaunty, upbeat pop feel. The lyrics are really dark. Basically, it's a threatening song. You basically Prince is saying, if you mess around with me one more time, put the spider hands down, put the gay hand shit down, Tane. Okay. And I don't know, if you ever watch any of us fags on these videos, we are always waving our damn hands around. I don't know why, but it's just some weird shit, yeah. But anyway, okay. And anyway, Pop Life. Okay, basically it's about, you've got all the sudden fame, you're not happy with it, so, what are you going to do? You're going to put stuff up your nose, basically, and it's actually really good lyrics. I just love the sort of sarcasm that comes through, And again, like I said with Last Heart, it's got a really jaunty, upbeat pop feel, but the subject matter is fairly dark and quite sarcastic and condescending. It's always, everyone thinks they listen to this album, they think they know what's going on, but there's always so much more to this album than, meets the eye, and I think Pop Life is definitely one of those songs. If you're simplistic, you can accept it as a simple, upbeat pop hit. But if you're the deep-cut Prince fan like me, and I suspect most people watching these videos, all 22 of you, I'm sure all of you have got, you guys analyze the living shit out of these albums. Especially you, Gene, I noticed that Gene Locke, I think your name is. You gave some very perceptive comments on the first two videos. First of all, even just thank you for watching those first two videos, because I knew that people were like, oh, Door Cream, stop messing around, just review the damn album already. So the fact that both videos got 16 views in about 4 hours, I was very happy there. So, keep the comments coming. You like it. I meant that totally. On the cover, I only discovered that sort of Purple Rain I liked yesterday. So, it's got an upbeat message, but some of the lines are did your $1 million check land in someone else's box? Tell me, is your life boy when you wanted a girl? Don't you know straight hair ain't got no girl? Something to do with Jerry curls and shit, and black people trying to make their hair look white. Life ain't no funky unless it's got that pop. Dig it, pop life. Everybody needs a thrill. Pop life. We've all got a space to fill. And again, you've got Lisa and Wendy performing vocals in the background. It's a real revolution song here, basically. And then he goes into the preaching he does in America. Show me a boy who stays in school, and I'll show you a boy or where. Dig it. What you putting in your nose? Is that where your money goes? The river of addiction flows. You think it's hot, but there will be no water when the fire blows. It's just clever. I love it. This is why I love this album. This is why it's one of the very finest albums Prince ever put out. Every time I listen to this album, I just like it more. I think it is a gravely underrated album. It's hard to be highly rated when you basically got 1999 and Purple Rain on one side, and then you've got Parade and Sign of the Times on the other side. You're talking basically about the 4 greatest Prince albums of all time. And you've got this Piggy in the middle, but realistically, this deserves to be in that pantheon of great albums. It was a continuous process, Every album built upon the last. And to that matter too, you could probably add Dirty Mind, Controversy, and Love Sexy to that mix. I mean, I don't really count Black so much. Realistically, to me, I mean, Black is what Prince really said it was, basically. It was just basically served two purposes. One, basically to prove to his black fans he was still black, funky, and had it. And two, basically, you know, it was a gift for Sheila Reid's birthday. She wanted some funky shit. Prince went out and made some funky shit, basically. It's a good album, but it ain't on the level of all these other albums. So, back to Pop Life. Yep, so it's just a great song. I mean, even yes, I know it was a big pop hit and everything else, but so what, you know? I mean, sometimes intelligent music does make it onto the pop charts, and this is a good result. Now, we're going to deal with a very complex song here, The Ladder. Now, apparently this song actually did include some songwriting and piano playing credits by John L. Nelson, Prince's father. I mean, since Prince's father was definitely a great musician and he could definitely play piano, and apparently, you know, Father's song features Prince's father's, I'm actually going to say I believe that John L. Nelson had some stuff in here, and also just reading the beautiful ones behind you there. Incredible. I didn't realise there wasn't that many words in it. I mean, I'm already like halfway through it, and actually from what Prince is saying, his father was very preachy. He was always reading the Bible, so this song with its moral parable, I mean, I can very understand, you know, there's some words coming out of John L. Nelson's mouth, basically. And basically it talks about this mythical scenario of, you know, a king who lived in the land of sin and plenty, and he didn't deserve to be one, but he had a subject love called Electra, you know. And basically he has to start looking for the ladder. He wants to be saved, you know, pretty much, and that's what Prince is asking. I mean, Prince is doing it too. He's like trying to repudiate the sexuality of his earlier phase. I mean, we talk about seeking salvation on this ladder, and he's only climbed the first two rungs out of the, you know, the water of despair, basically. And there's Prince. I mean, he's too busy playing his guitar on the steps rather than trying to ascend that ladder into heaven. Of course, I wouldn't be able to ascend it, you know, physically. I'd probably get vertigo or something, you know. And I mean, it's a very good, you know, sort of musical background to it, you know. Some great harmony vocals going, everybody wants salvation of the soul. And you hear Lisa Marie go, the choice you make, it's no easy matter. You know, just incredible singing. I mean, like every Prince album, I mean, his voice, there's already so much else going on musically and mentally, and he still has to add all these layers of vocal cream into it. I mean, this album really just has it everything. He's throwing it all in there, and it's actually, unlike earlier music, it's all very well structured and well placed. I mean, it's meticulously made, basically. I mean, the sequencing on this album is just incredible. You know, and there is the unified theme of basically responsibility, moralism, self-actualization, and basically trying to improve yourself in a way, and also try and be more open-minded and seek salvation and self-actualization. So, you know, you have to dream, climb all the steps in between, saying you can't get instant salvation. And again, that's probably a speech against, you know, born-again money churches and prosperity gospel. Religion, realization, I found definitely religion with me is definitely a gradual thing, basically. So, yeah. And then we get into the last song. I've already talked about this quite a bit, but basically, it pretty much, you know, you listen to the start, you think, oh, great, this is old Prince, you know, Controversy, 1999 era, but after a lot of I think Prince just really wanted to put the sex ballad in here, and I mean, this is a sex ballad par excellence. I mean, there are very few Prince sex ballads I don't like, and this is definitely not one of them. This is definitely a great song. I mean, basically it starts off going, sex, temptation, and then he goes, popcorn mama, and then you got like this really hardcore heavy metal guitar riffing away in the background, and then he does a lot of screaming in it, you know, and he goes, everybody on this earth has got a vice. And mine, little darling, mine is the opposite of ice. Mine is the burning hot water of the daughter of morality. And you go, this other words, this little prince thinks a lot about you. See, baby, baby, baby. You know, it's just great. And he goes on about having sex, you know, working his body, you know, all the fingers in the pool go splash, we must. Maybe this is the pool he's splashing his fingers into, you know. And then he got some great screaming going, temptation, you know. And he goes, everybody in this world's got an urge. Mine is temptation. It rains at a party where lovers splurge. Pop goes mama when daddy gets a little too much. And then classic Prince line, purple electricity whenever our bodies touch, you know. And then it goes into a big scream going, I just love it, baby, when our bodies touch. Yeah, temptation. And after a lot of screaming, you know, going, you know, and the guitar, you know, guitar distortion and riffing and feeding back, and then finally it comes down to a piano tune, and he goes, and then you got the talk of God going, you know, that's not how it's done, man. You've got to run it for the right reasons. I do, you don't. Now die. No, no. Ah! And then like finally, you know, at the end he goes, Finally, temptation is useless. Love is more important. I have to go now. I don't know when I'll be back. And you hear some piano tinkling, boom, end of the album, basically. 8 minutes later, Prince has screamed his lungs out. He's absolutely, how can I say this without being obscene? He's basically effed his brains out in the song, and then all of a sudden he's realised that what he's done is completely futile. Just like all the music of the past, now Prince is reborn. He realises that you should go out hunting for love, not for sex, basically. And what ends basically one of the most brilliantly baffling Prince albums of all time. And here's the amazing album. Now, just B-sides quickly. I'm going to review these real quickly because I reviewed them in my B-sides video at the start of the year. First of all, She's Always in My Hair. I mean, what can I say about that song? It would actually be the oldest song in the set because it dates way back to December '83, and it was recorded at the same time as Erotic City and Weekend F. See, I don't swear now. And basically, it's a great song. I mean, it's basically another song about self-empowerment, going forward, going, whenever I feel like giving up, whenever my sunshine turns to rain, whenever my hopes and dreams ain't moving in the wrong direction, she's always there. And I think the she was actually Susanna Melvoin he's referring to. And then, of course, you've got Hello, which is a song about, I talked about it in the Fallout video, like basically, no, man tried to jump in my car, no hello, no smile, just up, smile, up yours, you're a star, you call them body, yes, but I call them my friends. It's a good sort of rhythmic song, but I mean, it's not the greatest song, but still I like it. And then Girl is a very erotic song, and basically includes such lines as, girl, you excite me so, ooh wee baby, your body is over me. And I actually do like it. I mean, not to confuse it with the really bad Girl by the time. So yeah, that's side B. Great album. And then finally, I'm just going to do some finishing notes, and may you all live to see the dawn.